we took, obviously Sunday was our day off, but, we're traveling from Fresno, Saturday night. And like we got here like at maybe 2:00 in the morning or something like that, or I think it's 3:00 in the morning on Sunday. So we gave them off Sunday. And then Monday, we just did some walkthrough, watched some video. I just thought they needed a couple of days to recuperate from the game. They played really hard, really physical. So, and then today was our first practice, and we wasn't able to find we had a field rented, and then it was covered with snow, so we couldn't get it scraped off. So we wound up renting a indoor practice facility that was, we got some work done. It was adequate, but I'd like to have been able to be outside and be able to be on a big enough field where we can really work, prepare. So we got to have a really good day tomorrow. So today we treated like a Tuesday practice, even though we're playing Friday, and tomorrow will be a Wednesday practice. And then Thursday will be our dress rehearsal. Friday we do a walkthrough in the morning, and then we play Friday night instead of Saturday. So we kind of treated it like a regular week as far as practicing. So, but yeah, I'd like to get more done today. I think that, the first game's always a great gauge for you and what you need to get done and what you got to get better on. And there's a whole bunch of things that we know we can get better on, and you want to work on them. And how you do that is practice. And so probably been in my 30-something years of coaching the most frustrating time. I mean, you just can't, practice is almost impossible. So that's really hard on an old guy like me that's kind of old school. So we did have a good day today. Kids worked good. It was indoor. It was limited. It was only about 80 yards. So we really couldn't do a lot of, deep ball work. And so we had about 40 yards each for offense and defense, and got some productivity done. Guys had a good attitude and worked hard.
What's harder to deal with or to prepare for, the weather, the cold and snow, or just the altitude itself?
I don't worry about any of it. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything about the altitude. I can't do anything about the weather. I signed up for football because it's hard and it's for tough people. If you ain't tough, you should get out of it. So nobody around here talking about being cold. I thought it was actually beautiful outside today here. And so that's kind of our mindset. That's kind of a mindset I'm trying to bring to these guys. They're buying into it. I thought one of the things after having a chance to go watch the film, our guys were physical. Our guys played really hard, and that's what I want to establish, not just on offense, not just on defense, not just in the kicking game in all phases. So that's kind of been our mindset. Our guys have been, like we had delays this morning. We tried to find a place to practice, and the kids were audible ready. They've been all business-like, very, very attentive in practice, and really, really focused on getting better. And that's probably the hardest thing I tell you guys over the years is that, it's just something about, 18 to 22-year-olds, man, you practice so much to play such few games. If you took a stopwatch and you timed a guy that started every play in the game on offense, at the end of the game, he'd play 7 minutes. And so you get 10, 12, 13 of those at 7 minutes. That ain't very much. But it's so hard to get guys from 18 to 22 to be up every week and be hungry and focused. That's why you see people getting upset all the time. Guys, play really good one week and not good the next week. Just being consistent. So people that are consistent are guys that have character, that have a servant's heart, that have a servant leadership, that are smart, that are organized and prepared. And those two things produce discipline. And we're after trying to get elite discipline. And we're maybe 10% of the way there. so we're getting there, but I tell you, the kids are buying into it because it's not, discipline's not very popular today. It's not very, it's not something that, I don't know. I would tell you guys, I interviewed for quite a few head coaching jobs over the last 2 years. And I've never felt like discipline was so unpopular in my lifetime, and that's the key ingredient to being successful and running a successful program. So
you talked about that. You talked about that physicality. How important is that is the identity? You guys started it by just pounding the rock down the throat of Fresno State at the end of that game. How important is physicality for this team and for you as a football coach?
Yeah, I was really proud that I wasn't proud of how we started off the game with the fumble. And then I was really even more not happy with the second kickoff return that bounced off our head out of bounds. So that's kind of, and those are just indicative of not practicing and not being prepared and not executing. But I thought our guys responded in a big way. There was no panic. Usually when you're new, and I've been new, at 5 different places, there's that look, when things aren't going good, they're going like, well, why do we got to do all this stuff? Why do we got to have all this buy-in? Why do we got to work so hard and do all this stuff? And then, this stuff ain't working, what I'm saying? So there was none of that, man. Our guys are real positive on the sideline, encouraging each other. Nobody goes out there and tries to fumble a football. I really liked how they responded, and then I liked the physicality of it. And then it took us a little bit to kind of settle down a little bit. I thought, the big thing, they were sitting back in a 4 shell coverage and run the ball and throw quick game. We got to be able to figure that out pretty quick. They were, more talented offensively. So, and they were well coached. They had some good things they were doing. So we had to work a little bit on some things we haven't, dealt with in practice. And so our guys were really good, and we did what we had to do to win. But I thought it was, I liked how our players responded, and I liked how hard when I watched film, man, they gave great effort, too many sacks, too many penalties, especially on the offensive side of the ball, especially on the offensive line. The offensive line should be the strength of our team. We can't go out there and jump off, have 5 legal procedure penalties, legal man downfield, holding penalty, and give up 4 sacks. Those are the things that, and obviously that's part of not being in rhythm. It's part of just lack of practice. This is what that is. And then that's what I told them. They should be the strength of this program. We've got to eliminate that. So that's our big focus this week, is eliminate putting the ball on the ground, putting the ball in jeopardy, obviously in the kicking game. And then we got to eliminate those penalties that we're self-destructing with ourselves, that are easy things to fix. But everything on film we can fix, but you can't fix getting those guys to play that hard. And our guys played hard. It was physical. And we were definitely the most physical team on the field. I was really proud of them, the way they responded there. And we're just going to do what it takes to win each week. If you guys go back in places I've been, there's times we've gone out and thrown for 600 yards, and there's times we've gone out and we're going to rush for 400, 300 or 400 yards. I don't really care. It's whatever they choose to give us. And that's what Fresno was kind of giving us. And I think they were surprised that we could run the ball like that, And so we just got to eliminate the penalties and those things. Thought Shevin played really well. And doing the things that we're asking him to do. He has he's got dynamic talent. He can do a lot of things. And I thought he had a really, really stellar first game. And he actually broke the rock after the game. And I think we got a leader. I think this is his team. And I'm going to enjoy watching him progress, because he's just getting started.
A little more on Shevin, but it seemed like you've seen Shevin on film, you've seen him in limited practices and everything. The skill level when he's actually on the field in a game situation, did that just a little bit beyond your expectations, or your?
Sometimes players, you want a player that doesn't. I don't read. I shouldn't say that. Probably I don't offend you. I don't read media stuff. I don't read. My wife reads all that stuff. I don't read any of that stuff. Especially because I think success is hard to deal with. I think you start reading your positive press clippings, and then you get mad when somebody says something bad. And the bottom line is you win or you don't. So when you win, it's positive. When you lose, it's negative. And that's what it should be. Okay. And so with quarterbacks, a lot of times they're more concerned about the external things, their stats, how many yards they had, this and that. And then you don't know by watching the film, because you're watching a guy in a different system, because our system is going to be we're going to be able to run the ball and throw the ball, and we're going to, every once in a while we're going to get under center. We're going to be a run, play, action, pass type football team, and we're going to be able to throw the ball for a bunch of yards. Everywhere we've been, we've thrown for over 3,500 yards a year. So what I liked about what I seen in him is that we sat down and I told him that a great quarterback just takes what they give you. They don't make their mind up for the play where they're throwing the ball. Okay. He had one play like that he did in the game. He almost threw it to the Mike linebacker. All right. But other than that, he took what the defense gave him. And they did everything right. They covered everybody. He pulls it down, just breaking their back. And the guy's can really hurt you with his legs. And obviously he's got a tremendous arm and very, very accurate. And I've seen that in practice. I've seen we had a couple of overthrows that we got to get better at. But I like the fact that you don't know about a quarterback till he starts taking. He's in the battle and he's taking fire, and you see how he responds. This kid can see the field. He's very disciplined and he's very coachable, and that's what it showed me, that he's coachable and that he took what the defense gave him. And I like that, because we can have a quarterback that has elite discipline and that'll take what the defense gives us and manage. He had 100% ball security. He didn't put the ball in jeopardy other than that one time. I think he's got a chance to really be good. I think he's a very, very talented young man, and he doesn't look at external or superficial things. He really wants to serve his teammates. He's a great human being. He reminds me a lot of Taylor Kelly, who I won, I think, 29, 30 football games in 3 years with. Reminds me a lot of, has a servant's heart, doesn't say very much. I don't think I've had a conversation longer than 10 words with him, but he listens, and I respect him a great deal, because that's something I didn't know exactly where we were going to be with that until the game. And so I thought his first game showed that he's got great potential to be really good.
Hey guys,
a lot of people.
2 more questions, guys. 2 more questions.
Okay.
Besides,
Coach,
sorry, Christian, you go ahead.
Coach, in any given season, a lot of coaches talk about the jump between game 1 and game 2 of a season. So with that in mind, what do you see as the biggest key for you guys against Wyoming this Saturday?
Well,
or this Friday, I mean.
Well, one, just what I was telling you earlier. I think just getting, taking and eliminating the mistakes. Because here's what I told the players today. Obviously, when you win, everybody pats you on the back. We know that we didn't play, near what our potential is. Lots and lots and lots of mental errors, obviously, because of the lack of, practice. We got a lot of work to do. No question about that. But it'd been none of our players here, I think, have ever beaten Fresno. So, winning decisively like that, that gives you a lot of momentum. And you were playing a team that went to Nevada and had a team upset them. And so they're backed into a corner. And I guarantee, I know their coach. He's a heck of a football coach. Coach Bowl is, and I guarantee you they're going to be hungry, and we're going to get their best effort. Obviously, we're playing at home, playing at third place. It's always a challenge, and so I think this team we're playing this week is a better football team than what we played last week, and they're a team that's going to play great defense. I think they gave up like 18 points a game last year. Play very hard, don't do things, very disciplined. So it's going to be a similar week. We got to take care of the ball, have 100% ball security, eliminate the penalties, that are just senseless penalties that we shouldn't be getting. A lot of that's just education and learning, and then dominate the explosive. But this is going to be a physical knockdown, drag out. And so, you're going to go in here. We're getting them when they're coming off a week where they lost a game that they were picked to win. So, their motivation is high. We got to make sure our motivation is high, and every week it just continues to get better. And, everybody always says that about improvement between week 1 and week 2. To win and to be a championship team, you got to improve You have to have that jump from week 1 to week 2, week 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. If you don't get better every single week all year long, and you don't play every game with a passion and a hunger to get better, that's why you got to be tough. And you got to practice tough. You got to practice hard. You got to be physical. So that's what I'm hoping, and we've been working on is to get better. Our guys have embraced that mentality, and but we got a challenge ahead of us, because I think this is a lot bigger challenge this week.
Is this the first time in your career during regular season where you've spent the whole week with the team like this on the road? And that being said, have you learned about some of your personalities, even more of your players that kind of stand out? And just a personality kind of question.
Well, I know my wife listens to this, so being on the road for a week, I've just missed her so badly. It's unbelievable. But I actually love this. I actually love just doing football every day and practicing and being with our players. I tell you, it's been great, because guys, what's been so hard is we've been separated for, I got hired and we spent a couple months together, and then that was it. Then we spent a couple weeks together in July, and then it was just, and then all of a sudden now you're playing. And you got 3.5 weeks to get ready to practice, and so you're practicing, grinding, and coaching the heck out of these guys. And so it's been nice to be able to sit around and get to know each other and visit with each other, and being in the hotel room and traveling was very nice. And I'm impressed with how our players are, how humble they are, and that's what I tell them. It's one of the things is you're getting to do this, you're getting to be a part of a Division I college football program and go and compete at this level and travel around on airplanes and stay in hotels and represent your state and your universities it's a very, very significant time in their life. And so it's been great. I'll tell you, I've actually loved and enjoyed this, and I'd do it for the next 8 weeks.